Tottenham Hotspur, a team that is lying third with 23 points in the third position, and they are 7 points ahead of Manchester United, are really traveling to Manchester United today. And obviously I've already done the preview on this channel, and you can as well go out there and find out what we call the match preview and everything concerning that game. But right about now, I'm coming here to bring you the combined 11 of Manchester United and Spurs of these players, because we all have different opinions, and I'm going to give you my opinions, and obviously I'll be expecting you guys to go into the comment section and tell me what you think about this starting or this combined 11 that Rokani and his team, all his mates at the United Matters channel have really come on to go on and really feel into this particular side, which goes by the names of United Matters channel. Welcome to our channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, dive into the lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button by smashing it, hit the notification bell to enable you get notified each and every time I upload the video onto this channel. Now, Spurs is really a very good team, and they're really having good players. Obviously, you can argue that if at all United players are really at their best, it makes it hard for Spurs players to come into our team. But how many are operating at their best? Obviously, when you look at Ronaldo, if at all he's operating at his best, he can be picked ahead of Harry Kane, I believe. Anthony can as well displace Kulusevski. Rashford can as well displace Son Heung-min. Obviously, very many can displace very many Spurs players out of this. But right now, the big question is, how many United players can get into that Spurs side and vice versa? Smash the like button, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button after smashing it, hit the notification bell to enable you get notified each and every time I upload the video onto this channel. And obviously, let's get this rolling. Obviously, we are really starting with the system that we're really going to use as we put up these players into their respective position. 11 players, and obviously we choose the manager who is really going to manage this team of the combined 11. 4, 2, 3, 1. That is the system that I believe we are really going to go with, because Erik ten Hag uses it, and Spurs sometimes when they're really in search of goals and they're down, he really switches to a 4-2-3-1 and shifts from a 3-5-2. That is Antonio Conte. So we start off in goal. It's David De Gea versus Hugo Lloris. Hugo Lloris is a very good goalkeeper, but he is full of mistakes. He is often of mistakes, shot stopping, his passing, not all that to the levels of Edson, Alisson, and very many others. And obviously, David De Gea, one of the best shot stoppers in the world, he's really trying to improve on his ball distribution, and I believe he's really doing it better coming in from that goal area of his, being the fourth line of defense and doing the needful to start those balls and building up from behind. That's what United is kind of doing. And obviously, to me, I believe if you tell me that David De Gea and Hugo Lloris, I obviously go with this man. I go with David De Gea on any day. Reason being, he is really better than Hugo Lloris, according to me. His ball distribution is really improving, and I believe that Hugo Lloris is not one of those goalkeepers that are really so much hailed at their ball distribution being world class. You get? He's nowhere near players like Alisson, Ederson, who else? I think those two are the best in the Premier League as far as ball distribution is concerned. So to me, I go with David De Gea over Hugo Lloris. And you remember very well that in their previous combined 11s we've been doing, United versus Liverpool, De Gea was Alisson was picked over David De Gea. Arsenal, Ramsdale was picked over David De Gea, and the reason has been ball distributing. But I believe that this time round, his ball distribution is really improving, and he's going in for long balls that are really great. And I believe the manager also backed him into the press conference that when you look at the first two games, when he played against Brighton and Brentford, he was really abysmal. But right now, his ball distribution is really improving from that set of view. So, Hugo Lloris, David De Gea, I go with David De Gea. But your reaction is welcome in the comment section below. You can as well tell me who do you pick between Hugo Lloris and David De Gea. We go to the right back. It's Diego Dalot representing United, and Spurs are having Dejan Spence, Doherty, and Emerson Royal. And obviously in this equation, you take out Dejan Spence and Doherty because they've unknown the priorities for the manager Antonio Conte. Who is the priority? Obviously Emerson Royal. So Emerson Royal versus Diego Dallo. Guys, to me, I believe Emerson Royal is just loved by the manager. I believe a player in Dejan Spence is the best right back at Spurs, and for that case, I go with this man at the right back position. That's it. I go with that man in the right back position because I believe Diego Dallo is a revelation at Manchester United this season. He's playing very well, though he is looking a little bit leggy for the number of games he's been playing, but I believe he's better than Emerson Royal. I don't know what you think about this, but go into the comment section. Tell me what you think about Emerson Royal versus Diego Dallo. Who do you go for? For me, I go with Diego Dallo on any day. All right. Let's go to the left back. Left back, we are having Luke Shaw versus Ryan Sosegen. So Luke Shaw Malasia versus Ryan Sosegen and Ivan Perisic. So Ivan Perisic, experienced player, but he has been doing great in Italy, but here I don't see. I've not seen his impact as playing as a left back, and obviously his natural position is a left attacking midfielder, and obviously he's being switched to play as a wing back into the system of a 3-5-2 by Antonio Conte. But Luke Shaw is really returned back and huge, playing very well, and obviously I think I pick Luke Shaw ahead of a guy who goes by the names of Perisic. An argument can be put there by Spurs fans or any person who is really a fan of Perisic, being a player that Jose Mourinho liked to sign in 2017, 2018 at Manchester United, and obviously that deal never matured to a happening, and obviously he never came to Manchester United. Let's go to the central defenders. Obviously, Rafael Varane versus Eric Dyer on any day. I believe Rafael Varane, with the performance has been putting up into the Premier League recently, no team can't really like a player like him. You would love a player like Rafael Varane to play for you in your team because he's really great and doing a very important style of football in there for you. His return in the United Central Defense has really revolutionized everything, and you see him into the arguments of who are the top 5 central defenders in the Premier League, and obviously he is in, and obviously Dyer, he's obviously out. When you go to the left side of the central defense, that is really going to be a very huge argument. It's Lisandro Martinez versus Christian Romero. I love Christian Romero. I believe would have come in at United and they would have signed him from Italy and he wouldn't have gone to Spurs. But Lisandro Martinez has come at United and really put in a very good job. And obviously he's doing great. But I think it's still so early for Lisandro Martinez to come in through and really be rated into those central defenders are really so much good, but he has shown that he has the potential, and I believe by the end of this season he's going to be one of those defenders that people are really going to be talking about. And the next season it's really going to be hard for a team to come in through and really displace our 2 central defenders in Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez as far as the combined 11 is concerned. But for now, I go with this guy. An argument is going to be there, but obviously I go with the Christian Romero. I believe he can complement the run very, very well. So in the back 5, Spurs have managed to get only 1 player into my combined 11. What are your thoughts about that? Let's get into the midfield area. Let's go to the CDM area because you're playing a double midfield pivot of 2 midfielders, one a CDM and another one a box-to-box midfielder who is really going to connect the midfield to the attack and create a lot of havoc for the opponents in this combined 11. Now, the central defender, so the central defensive midfield of Spurs is Bentancur. Central defensive midfielder of United is Casemiro. He has been a revelation, and obviously with what he has done in the game of football, you can't bring Bentancur close to him. And I think there's going to be no argument in between this. I think on any day, even if Antonio Conte really had a player, even if Antonio Conte really had a player in the names of Casemiro, I believe we'd have picked him in that midfield area of him. That's it, of Spurs team when he's really playing. So I go with Casemiro. So we go to the likes of Scott McTominay, Hogberg, Scott McTominay versus Hogberg, Fred Rodriguez versus Hogberg. I'm not going to bring in Yefisi Besuma. I think he's good, would have been the best partner to put in there, but obviously he's not getting enough playing time at Spurs. I know his potential, but obviously he's not getting enough playing time, and I believe him and his agent are really regretting why they joined a side which goes by the name of Spurs, because it's really making them see days in this game of football. Yet he's at the age where you would like not to miss out on any game, and I believe if at all he had gone to a team like Arsenal, he would have been getting more playing time than how he's getting at a side which goes by the names of Spurs. But for me, I'm picking Hogberg. Hogberg to play into the double midfield pivot of this combined 11 in there for you. Now, as a central attack midfielder, we are having Bruno Fernandes, we are having Eriksson, and obviously there is no doubt about this. Eriksson, I've put Eriksson into that position as a central attack midfielder. At United, is playing deep. He's playing deep and getting that ball, acting as a connector to connect the midfield to the attack. But in this combined 11, I believe no one is a better placed player as a right back than the man who goes by the names of Eriksson. No one is really better placed than the man who goes by the names of Eriksson. According to me, I believe he's really a better player and having one of the best seasons of his life in this game of football. That is the man who goes by the names of Eriksson, and him playing as a cam is where I would like to see him, even at Manchester United. But the problem is we don't have a Frankie de Jong that can get that ball from the back four and really pass it through the central axis to find the likes of Eriksson in there for you. Now that's why Eriksson is being played into that position, and I believe that was the initial plan of Erik ten Hag, that I would be having Frankie de Jong playing into the deeper position of the midfield to get that ball from the back four and then give it to Eriksson, who is really brilliant playing as a central attacking midfielder. And obviously, to me, I believe no player really goes into that. Now, let's get into the another battle in there for you, because for Eriksson, I think it's undoubted, no debate is going to be put there, because even Spurs don't play with the central attack midfield and they use the wide areas, and that's where their threat really comes in from. Now, let's get into the right attacking side of the midfield. It's Antony versus Kulusevski-Dojan. Being doubtful, but I believe Antony has scored 3 goals in his 4 games, but his impact in the game has not yet been felt. In the game of Newcastle, I felt like he's growing up and is just needing to get used to the Premier League. But Dujan Kulusevski, I have a much support Manchester United on any day right now, unless otherwise, when the season really goes on and Antony really becomes the Antony we really bought and expect him to reveal to us, on any day, I'm going to pick Kulusevski-Dojan. That's it. I believe Kulusevski is really a player who is really making lots of things happen, and I believe that Antony really has a very high ceiling than Kulusevski, but I believe we need to see him do those things. We're not putting him here on merit. We need to see him do those things. Having scored 3 goals, but he has not yet impacted the game. But Kulusevski really does exactly what a right attacking inverted winger does at Spurs, and obviously I go with Kulusevski over Antony. On the left attacking side of the midfield, Son Heung-min versus Marcus Rashford. There are people that really love Rashford a lot. I love Rashford. I love Son Heung-min, but there is one thing that is going to decide these 2 players. It's consistency. To me, Son Heung-min is world class. You get his consistency of scoring goals, his work with the field of play, and the way he has been ever since he came in the Premier League. He has not dropped off, not for any single season. Even this season, when it looked like, oh, things are not going in for him, he came back and scored a hat-trick, and ever since then, he has been a revelation, scoring in the Champions League, scoring in the Premier League, and obviously, he's one of the reasons as to why Spurs is placed third with 23 points, and obviously, I'm choosing this man over Marcus Rashford. I know an argument is going to be put there, but I believe even if you are given right now Rashford and Son Heung-min when a manager of Manchester United, you'll go with Son Heung-min because he's decisive, you get, and he is a man that has been consistent. And when he starts that scoring lane, obviously he'll go on and really accomplish it. Close to very many seasons, scoring close to 20 goals per season. That is the man who goes by the name Son Heung-min. And last season, he was really a joint top scorer in the Premier League with Mohamed Salah, and they really shared the golden boot. It shows you how good this guy is. And in the situation where United is, you would need players like Son Heung-min who are who are really prolific and clinical when it comes to finishing the game of football at the back of the net. So I believe Son Heung-min is really a better player than Rashford. Though Rashford really still has a lot of age on him, Son Heung-min being like 7 years older than Marcus Rashford. And Rashford of the previous 2 seasons, I think, would have come in this combined 11 and beat a man who goes by the name Son Heung-min off. But obviously, he can't right now because he has really dropped off. However, March has scored 5 goals this season and has a couple of assists, like 3. It shows you that he's not yet where we want him to be. And I believe maybe in the second leg, especially into the second half of the season, we might see Rashford beat Son Heung-min because stats might have really increased for side which goes by the names of Marcus Rashford as far as this game of football is concerned. Now, the most hot topic of the combined 11 is going to be on who is going to lead the line for side which goes by the names of Spurs, and that is really the hottest topic coming in here. Spurs is really a very good team, and obviously they've played better than United because the manager has been here for some close to a 1 year, not so. Antonio Conte came in when? Is it November? I think he's making 1 year in November because Nuno Espirito was sacked, I think, was it in November? And then Antonio Conte came in through after United really never brought in a manager in the names of him and went in for Ralf Rangnick, an interim manager by then. Now, Ronaldo versus Harry Kane. Ronaldo is the GOAT. Has scored very many goals. And if at all he scores a brace today, he would have made 500 goals. Is it at what level? I've read that stat, but I've not gotten it very well. But obviously, if at all he manages to go ahead and really score today, he's really going to be making a very huge turnaround in his career. But Harry Kane, his consistency this season, I think he has so far got 8 goals. Not so. I think they're now 9. Harry Kane this season has 9 goals in the Prem. And 9 goals in the Prem, that is Harry Kane. This season has played 10 games and 1 assist. Those are 10 goal involvements. In the Champions League, he's having only 1 goal. Meaning that he has played 14 games and is having 10 goals for a man who goes by the names of Harry Kane. And Ronaldo is having only 2 goals in the games that's played with only 1 assist. So, to me, I believe for today, Harry Kane. How do you think, guys? I choose Harry Kane over Ronaldo because Harry Kane is in a blistering form that Ronaldo needs to find his scoring boots again. I believe there are chances that Ronaldo have really gone ahead to bag in very many goals this season, but he's fighting for his fitness. And obviously, I don't know because his body language looks like he's just trying to get back to the Ronaldo we know. And him being 37 years of age, I think the response would need more games to see to it that he really gets back to the firing Ronaldo that we knew. If I thought it was last season, obviously the combined 11, Ronaldo would have been ahead of Harry Kane because he was banging in goals, and obviously he's the better goal scorer in the Premier League, especially if at all those chances are created for him. And unluckily, he came in a team that cannot really go ahead and really create him chances, though to me, I don't really take that as a concrete escape route for Ronaldo, because last season United was playing the same game, but he scored 18 goals. But right now, he's playing the same United team, but looks like he's so much off, and obviously those are the reasons as to why he never really played the preseason, and I think it's really coming back to affect him. Now, in the possible 11, combined 11, Spurs are having Christian Romero, Højbjerg, Son Heung-min, Harry Kane, and Dujan Kulusevski, meaning that the front 3 has been taken by Spurs, and the back 4, almost the back 5, has been taken by Manchester United. The midfield, United are really having 6 players, and Spurs are really having 5. 6-5 split. That is the combined 11 for us, and obviously it shows you that the most important side of United is the back 5 until the central defensive midfield of Casemiro in there for you. So, guys, tell me what you think about this combined 11 as you watch this video into the comment section below. I'll be really waiting to see what your reactions are really going to be as far as this game of football is concerned. But Spurs are really doing good, and United needs to win this game of football if at all you're ready to make a statement, because Spurs is third, having 23 points, we're having 16. Beat Spurs today, be 4 points behind Spurs. Period. That will be okay for us, because what we need, we are going to play Chelsea. We don't need to lose another game of football today. Chelsea is having 19 points and they are 3 points ahead of us, meaning that if at all we win today, because I know Chelsea is going to beat Brentford according to me, now, if we lose at Spurs or draw, we'll be 6 or 5 points behind Chelsea, meaning that they will really be able to go ahead and really make a very huge gap in between us if at all they beat us at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. Remember, on Sunday, we are paying a visit to Stamford Bridge, and that's why we need to win this game of football of Spurs. So, guys, your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord to protect you abundantly. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. But let us really have close to 200 likes on this video. The combined 11, Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur. That is my combined 11. Your reactions on this are welcome into the comment section below. We are big and better and back